The first caseworker who came by found nothing wrong. My apartment was spotless, my baby was healthy, and I had steady income. But then came the second report, this time claiming I had drug paraphernalia and unregistered firearms. Lies, all of it. When the police knocked at my door that night, I remember holding my son close. "Sir, we received an anonymous tip. Mind if we take a look?" They found nothing, because there was nothing to find. Still, they kept trying. They even sent a private investigator, pretending to be from child services, just to gather dirt. I was being stalked, harassed, painted as some kind of villain. But I refused to give up my son. One day, they showed up at the hospital where I worked. My boss called me into the office, nervous. "Gina couple came here today, said they're your in-laws. They told me you're being investigated for child abuse." That's not true. I didn't believe them. But you might want to contact a lawyer. They seem obsessive. My name is Jean-Baptiste, but everyone calls me JB. I came to America from Haiti when I was 6 years old with my mother. We didn't have much, just a suitcase, a Bible, and a photo of my late father. Growing up in Miami wasn't easy. I was the kid with the heavy accent, dark skin, and lunch that smelled like spices nobody could pronounce. But I worked hard, studied harder, and promised my mother I'd make something of myself. And I did. I became a nurse. Yeah, one of the few men in my department, but I loved it. Taking care of people reminded me of my mom. That's also how I met Claire. She was beautiful. Red hair, blue eyes, laughter that could fill a room. And for some reason, she fell in love with me. At first, her parents pretended to tolerate it, but I could always feel it. The quiet judgment, the way her dad's smile tightened whenever I held her hand. "So, Jean, what do you do again? Nurse, right? Interesting. My daughter always wanted someone ambitious." "Taking care of people takes ambition too, sir." He chuckled. Not the funny kind. The "I'd rather see you gone" kind. Claire's mom wasn't any better. She once told Claire in front of me, "Sweetheart, be careful. You don't want to end up a single mother while he runs back to Haiti, do you?" Claire stood up for me, every single time.
"Mom, I love him. Stop treating him like he's beneath us."
That was Claire, bold and fiery. Even when she got pregnant, her parents begged her to think carefully. Her mother said it was a mistake she didn't have to keep. But she did keep it. She kept him, our baby boy. When she gave birth, it was the happiest and saddest day of my life. Complications hit hard. She lost too much blood. And by the time the doctors rushed to stabilize her, it was too late. I remember holding her hand, whispering, "Baby, please don't go. Please, we just started our life." But she was gone. At the hospital, her parents arrived like a storm. I was sitting beside Claire's bed, holding our son, tiny, sleeping, innocent.
What did you do to her, you monster?
She didn't make it through surgery. I'm sorry. "You killed her. You people. You ruin everything you touch." Nurses came to calm them down, but the damage was done. They called me a murderer, right there, next to her body. I'll never forget her mother's words.
That baby doesn't belong to you. You'll ruin him too.
I didn't answer. I just looked down at my son and whispered, "You're all I have left, little man." A few weeks later, I started getting calls. Child Protective Services, police checks, social workers showing up at my door. Someone had reported me for child neglect and unsafe living conditions. They claimed I was unstable and possibly violent. Of course, it was them. The first caseworker who came by found nothing wrong. My apartment was spotless, my baby was healthy, and I had steady income. But then came the second report, this time claiming I had drug paraphernalia and unregistered firearms. Lies, all of it. When the police knocked at my door that night, I remember holding my son close. "Sir, we received an anonymous tip. Mind if we take a look?" They found nothing, because there was nothing to find. Still, they kept trying. They even sent a private investigator, pretending to be from child services, just to gather dirt. I was being stalked, harassed, painted as some kind of villain. But I refused to give up my son. One day, they showed up at the hospital where I worked. My boss called me into the office, nervous. Gina couple came here today, said they're your in-laws. They told me you're being investigated for child abuse. That's not true. I didn't believe them. But you might want to contact a lawyer. They seem obsessive. The situation got worse when they tried to sue for grandparent custody. They argued that I was unfit because of my race, my immigrant status, and my unstable emotions. Their lawyer even said in court, "Your Honor, our clients simply want what's best for their grandson. Statistics show that children raised in certain communities." I slammed my hand on the table. "Say it. You mean black communities, right?" The judge warned me to calm down, but I saw it, the smugness on their faces. They thought they could steal my son by weaponizing the system. They failed again. The judge dismissed it. Then came the lowest blow. I got an anonymous letter slipped under my door. It said, "Raising him won't make him white. He'll grow up like you, angry, violent, dead, or in jail." That night, I cried for the first time since Claire's death. I sat in the rocking chair, holding my boy, whispering, "They won't take you. Not in this life, not ever." I started installing cameras, reinforced the locks, and even got a baseball bat beside my bed, just in case. It was paranoia, maybe. But after all they'd done, I wasn't taking chances. Then came that night. It was around 2:30 a.m. My son was sleeping in his crib, and I heard a faint noise, like glass breaking. I froze. My first thought was, burglars. I grabbed the bat and crept down the hallway. The living room light was off, but I could see shadows moving. My heart pounded in my throat. "Who's there?" No answer, just a shuffle. Then I saw one of them near the crib's room door. Instinct took over. I swung the bat hard. Someone screamed, a man's voice. Another figure rushed toward me, and I swung again. The sound of impact echoed through the apartment. When the lights came on, my breath caught. It was them, Claire's parents. Her father was on the ground, groaning, blood on his head. Her mother was clutching her arm, screaming,
You animal, you attacked us!
"You broke into my house. You were going to take my son." I called 911 immediately. When the cops arrived, they found broken glass, a duffel bag with baby clothes, and even plane tickets. They were planning to kidnap him and flee to another state. But even then, they had the nerve to play victims. "He attacked us. We just came to talk." With a duffel bag and a crowbar, "Sir, you're under arrest." I'll never forget the look on their faces as they were handcuffed and taken away. The trial was brutal. Their lawyer tried to twist everything, claimed I set them up or overreacted. But when the evidence came out, the tickets, the tools, the texts between them planning the retrieval, it was over. Still, they couldn't resist one last insult.
That boy doesn't belong with him. He'll end up just like his father, useless and violent.
You're right. He will end up like me, loving, hardworking, and nothing like you. The courtroom went silent. The judge gave them both restraining orders and sentenced them to prison for attempted kidnapping and trespassing. When the news broke, people were shocked. "Grandparents gone mad" made every headline. But what really satisfied me came later, from inside prison. I got a letter from an inmate named Big Tony. He'd seen the story on TV and realized he was now cellmates with them. "Yo bro, your in-laws are famous in here. The old man keeps whining about his daughter's murderer." The fellas don't like that kind of talk. Yesterday, one of the guys told him, "If you hate black folks so much, maybe try spending time with us instead." They've been eating alone since. Another inmate apparently told Claire's mom, "Ain't it funny? You tried to steal a baby, now you gotta share a bunk." Then Tony wrote me of another incident in jail in which he detailed what happened. "You don't scare me." "Scared? Nah, we just don't take kindly to racists, that's all. Hey, Grandma Kidnapper, you planning another baby heist or you retired now?"
You animals should be ashamed.
"Nah, lady, you the one who tried stealing a baby. You lucky you didn't pick the wrong house." Even through the pain, I couldn't help but laugh. Today, my son is 5. He has his mother's eyes and my smile. Every morning, he climbs onto my lap and asks about mommy. I tell him stories, how brave she was, how much she loved him. And when he's old enough, I'll tell him everything. The truth, not the hate. Sometimes, when I rock him to sleep, I look out the window and whisper, "We made it, baby boy. We made it." And then I chuckle. because after all that drama, I can almost hear Claire's voice teasing me.
Told you my parents were crazy.
You know, people always ask me if I regret it, falling in love with someone whose family hated me. I don't, because love gave me my son. And revenge? Well, that was just the icing on the cake. So yeah, I guess the moral of the story is, never mess with a Haitian dad and his baseball bat. Now, if you liked my story, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, and remember, if your in-laws start acting crazy, maybe it's time to lock your windows too.